Yo, what's up, everybody? It is the last pikeman here, and today we're getting into a massive 4v4 siege battle. I'm gonna start playing. It could be a little laggy. I remember at the beginning of this game, it was a bit laggy, just so many troops moving all over the map. It did actually pretty good. One individual does get dropped from the game. I believe it's our Bactrian uh, ally here. And yeah, you'll see how this goes. So it's a pretty interesting battle. I am again playing Sicily. I know my last video I was playing them. I'm going to switch up after this, but they're just so strong, and I really, I'm on defense again, and I saw them bringing Rome, and I was like, you know what, this is definitely fair. Then let's see what they're made of. I need a good faction because they have a good faction. Um, so, anyways, that's what's going on. I have my guys kind of in this town center square. I don't know what you call this. And we are going to try and defend where they're plugging away these holes in the wall with the tortoises. You can see they got two more tortoises over here, maybe three. Oh, they kept one in reserve all the way back there. Um, and two more all the way down the wall over here. It is a little laggy. Now, obviously, on attack, actually, they have two really good factions. They have Sicily on attack and Rome, Arverni, and Carthage. So, really pretty good factions all around. We have Seleucids, Sicily, Bactria, and Rome. So, actually, okay, so we have Rome and Sicily. So, two of the same factions. Those kind of equal out. So, Bactria, Seleucids against, Arverni and Carthage. So, not too bad here. And so, yes, they are now pushing the walls of our settlement. And I actually didn't notice this for a little bit. Our Bactrian ally over here calls attention, like, hey, I might need help. Because they are sending quite a few Carthaginian troops over there. And obviously, they're trying to take out these towers right here, these arrow towers with their siege equipment. Well, I guess I only killed one of their towers here. I only have oh, maybe not. Sorry, a different battle. Okay, so yeah, I do have a ballista up here. It looks like those guys got killed probably from just these scorpions. So kind of some BS right there, but that's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I do have this backup artillery over here. Oh, it just hit that tower. I am going to manually control it and try sniping these units over here, because what do we have? We have desert cohorts, so they're actually pretty solid units over here. Ooh, jeez. Pretty solid units over here, and they're right at my range of fire. So I say, you know what? Why not? Why not? When life gives you lemons, you use the lemons to make lemonade or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if anyone's ever actually done that. I mean, of course they have, but So, best, plan of defense here. I enjoy holding these holes in the walls. Seleucids seem to very much enjoy that as well. They've got their thorax swordsman here, and we are going to just annihilate anybody who comes over this little patch of rubble right here, right? So, here they come. Boom. Yep. I do have a question that I'm not quite sure of. I don't know if it tells you. So when they're battling like this, sorry, I was looking at something. When they're battling like this, do they actually have high ground? Because they are on high ground. Is this worse for these thorax swordsmen? Is it better to let them in a little bit? I don't know. I did consider that question, but I moved my troops up because I'm like, you know what? This is a amazing peel opportunity right here. They're just very much exposed, and we can hit them. So, anyways, they're obviously losing. They're going to be throwing in their what would you call them? Their expendable units to kind of eat some of this fire. A little bit laggy, like I said. We are also fighting on the walls. I have a unit, or maybe not. I did move up a slave infantry unit. Whoa, why does it look like it's going faster? I did move up a slave infantry unit. I'm going to put them up on the wall just to give them a little bit of help here. They're not really going to do too much, but it's just to eat some bodies, right? We're fighting. I did leave a spear unit, an armored Numidian spear unit up here, just with this Roman unit, because they can do very, very well for themselves. If they have a little tank with them, little tankiness, then they can do even better. So I'm gonna try and play with Rome on that one right there. Over here, so I actually sallied out some horse, a unit of armored Numidian riders, because Carthage, you know, they broke one hull. They were getting ready to break the second hull, but I was like, you know what? I got this unit of cavalry. I'm sure they can just destroy this unit of Italian swordsmen, right? And you know, Bactria was a little concerned about what was going to happen over here. I think this actually, you know, makes him quite defensive on this flank. So here we go. 160 to start. We're coming in. Oh, boom. Awesome charge into the rear of that unit. We're going to see what the actual death toll is. So, what, like 19? They might drop one more. No, okay, so, yeah, 20. Oh, hey, here we go. 23. That's an amazing charge. And they're also getting hit with the Pila from the Roman soldiers on that wall. So they almost break from that. I was going to stay and fight them a little longer, but obviously they're moving their soldiers, or sorry, this companion cavalry, which, by the way, 72 melee attack, they would slaughter my unit. I was like, oh, I got to get way out of there. So off I go. Right, off I go. I do notice, by the way, while I was sallying out, I do take note of these elephants, which could potentially be a problem later. But regardless of that, we are doing well. We're doing well on the walls. I do notice, you know, I got to move my troops back here eventually because they could push another unit to flank us. And yeah, I'm just hoping, you know, I hope we hold the walls for quite a while. And Rome, you know, sometimes when people hold their troops back, I just don't quite know what their plan is. Yeah, so we are just throwing some stuff at them. They're trying to push through. Miss Sicily, you can see this. Boom, they're running another unit in, and I'm sure they're trying to spam push them through, and looks like it kind of works, kind of doesn't, but I'm right here, you know. I'm ready for them if they want to come in. Looks like they are spraying some archer fire in here as well. Trying to hit these thorax swordsmen. I'm not sure how well that's going to work with the angle, but yeah, I actually have no idea if that's going to work for them. I mean, obviously they're going to eat it more. They're facing forwards towards it and everything. So I move in this unit of desert legionaries here, just in case they do break through these thorax swordsmen on the wall and push down. I got a unit right here, and we can kind of, you know, trap them, if you will. And then I'm going to move in a unit of desert legionaries. Maybe not yet. Throw some peel at them, you know, because I do recognize this is their desert cohort in here, right? Yeah, so good unit. So we definitely want to break them. We definitely want to eat them up, right? So this Pila is well. Oh, wow. That was a crazy shot. Did that bounce off of something? Anyways, yeah, we do want to use this Pila. And actually, this is a kind of cinematic right here. Look at that. That's a great shot. That might even turn into the thumbnail. That's an awesome shot right there. Especially too, like, even just like that. Cool. Yep. And so we're gonna move them in. You know, these thorax swordsmen, they're breaking. Let's help our guys out. Let's help our teammates out. And we do have a unit reinforcing us right there of another thorax unit, thorax swordman unit. Yeah. Over here, I do have some Numidian noble infantry. They're just spears. They should be pretty tanky. Just to hold this, so they seem a bit weary of that because they also have Pila to throw too. So they come in here and it's just gonna be a mess. I do have slave infantry. They're gonna try and eat the charge while I throw Pila. That's kind of the idea here. I know they're definitely throwing some torches at this gate. It might be lagging right now. I don't know. 54% damage. So, oh wait, gate damage 100. So actually, maybe it's down already. Sorry. So they can, but they're waiting. They're very, very patient right now. I think he's trying to get in here. I'm not really sure. Still got some ammunition on their ballistas. And look at this. Look, little tiny one. Little Roman ballista that can move around. Very interesting. So yeah, it is just we're slugging around, and also on this front over here, by the way, nothing. Nothing going on. They decided not to push it, but we can't leave it undefended, especially with, units like this, like African war elephants, all this cavalry. If we leave this undefended, they will slip their way in here and just run amok in our city, in our beautiful city of Athens, Greece. I will say over here we do have a fallback point with some pretty decent troops. I don't have any troops in here. I'm just assuming, like, I have some troops. Oh, actually, I think I'm moving my general back there right now. But yeah, I'm just assuming if we fall back, I'll notice it. I think I bring 1 or 2 units back just because I notice, yeah, we'll likely fall back here. Seleucids got half their army back here at least, so let's, I'll play with them, right? Doing a good job of defending this wall, especially with the archer fire. It's just cutting them down. Obviously, we do have some units down here, and we are fighting. So I'm glad I moved this legionaries unit up. They're not actually fully needed because they got another. Seleucids moved another thorax swordsman unit up here, but they are a good safety blanket, and they're still fighting, so they're still doing the job. I do pull back a little bit, archer fire, and losing a little bit. They're losing decisively. I pull them back. I think I got some Pila in this unit. Maybe we'll throw it at them. They are kind of getting shot in the flank. Not a great spot for them, but we are destroying them, and I believe I'm throwing some spears from here as well, because that's still their cohort unit, right? So they still got 125 kills on them. They did well with them, just pushing them in, but we're trying to eat them up. Got another unit of cohort. How many of these guys killed? 31. Very nice. Very nice, very nice. And obviously, some of those are Verney troops. Ooh. Oh, right back at you. Oh. They make it in here, but they're going to get skirmished from the side from archers and, trapped by this thorax unit. It's not going to work for them. Something, I guess we did miss this. I don't think I lost any of my troops to this. But they did move that secret little reserve tortoise in right here on this wall, which is a great move by the attackers, honestly, because, I wasn't thinking about it. I didn't even pay attention to the one they had in reserve. So it's a great hole, opens up a new front. Not great for them pushing the wall, but, pushing the wall takes forever anyways. Like, I mean, look at these Roman troops. They're still fighting. They're still winning. So, ooh, they're getting skirmished right there pretty well. Oh, hey, look at me. I guess I brought my cohort unit in here. Cool. Good job. Still holding on the wall. I think these are enemies? Yeah, okay. So they're enemy Roman soldiers just trying to push around, and I don't know if they're getting down or going down the wall. I don't know which one, but we're still fighting them tooth and nail. And my unit up there got 123 kills just defending the wall, so not bad at all. We are still just fighting on all fronts here. Got my unit that was defending this. Thorax swordsman kind of cleaned up. I'm like, okay, yep. I know that unit's breaking. We cannot offer them any ground in here. We do not want them pushing in. Yep. They are eager to find any gap in our defense. I got this really nice, look at that. Throwing it into their backs right there. They're only light infantry, so nothing crazy, but still, we're getting kills. And I was throwing it into the cohort right here as well. So, not bad. 108 kills on these guys already. On my Numidian skirmishers. Good job. These guys were, I believe, just sitting in the doorway here, just defending it. And they got skirmished down by, oh, also Numidian skirmishers, yeah. Man, they just pack a punch. They really do. It's crazy. It's kind of crazy. So, yeah, they did that. I moved my unit here because they're out of ammo. At least I believe they're out of ammo. And they can still eat a charge. They can hold the gate for at least a second until I move a unit. So, not bad. Sicily. I think that's what their name is. I'm not 100% certain. I mean, I'm playing them right now, so I really have no right to not know. But they're being very patient. Maybe more patient than Rome, because it looks like they are eager to get in here. And it's possible, that they, who knows each other, but maybe they're like, hey, Rome, kind of lead the charge in here. We'll push another, you know, some of our units in here with our Verney and Carthage, but you know, you got good troops that they're tanky, they're you know, not super expensive, and they can do damage, right? Maybe you should get in here first. So who knows what the conversation was or what happened, but still fighting, still nothing going on over here, not yet. I wonder, oh yeah, you can see my ballista's position this way. I don't know if I'm firing still, but I was shooting some units out there after I skirmished down some over here. The 2 cohort units moved. I don't know where they went. Maybe they went in here. Oh, here they are. Uh-oh, they're in. So I did move my slave infantry up to kind of catch them. Not too proud about how this went down. I really wanted to use my Numidian noble skirmishing capabilities. As soon as I saw the holes, I should have moved to do like 2 Vs on these, you know? So I only used 4 units and then they could fight a little bit better. Kind of regret that. This gives them a lot of room to actually throw Pila at me. So overall, I kind of slipped up here. I'll say it. Oh, nice. Getting some good shots off. One thing I will say that I noticed, like when it's 4 people in here, I had to constantly get on my troops and then give them the right to, or not the right to fire, like the fire at will command. So I had to turn it on or off and on again for them to actually throw their Pila. And slave infantry is just going to get destroyed. They have 43 kills though. That's not horrible. And boom, reinforce. There we go. Nice. The issue is I put these guys into their like hoplite equivalent formation, and they just shrunk, which was giving these dangerous gaps here. You can see, like, yeah. So Bactria sees it, I see it. We're trying to get in here. This is definitely a scary issue that we need to deal with right away. We're also, I think I have a, yeah, check this out. I got a Scorpion, and I'm focusing, at least, maybe not now, but sometime I'm focusing on this Eagle cohort unit, because they're just, I mean, they're free for the pickings right there. It's awesome. So anyways, fighting there. Over here, it's still going fairly well. We did have our Verney unit kind of slip in here. You know, these Thorax swordsmen are getting low. They're losing. It is getting, it's fine, but it's getting a little scary, right? You know, we're not looking like a cohesive line anymore. So yeah, you can tell just a little bit. It's getting a little scary, but we're still holding on. I do see we're holding here well, so I'm moving my cohort unit right here. And I'm going to try and hit these Romans in the side. And I think that's actually a beautiful play, considering, you know, these Thorax swordsmen can't hold, and there's no one really on the wall. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to destroy this unit. Because I have full Pila on these guys. I'm going to just destroy them. I hope I'm using that right, but maybe Pila's only Roman. I don't know, 100%. But Desert Cohort, it's, you know, my better unit. Unfortunately, our Verney moves in a unit just to cut me off. Very good move by the attackers there. We're still able to fire on the flanks, so not a huge deal. You know, we start killing these guys, but I am free for archer fire. That is one of the bad things about the position I'm at right now. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, just doing well over here. You know, Rome's holding them back. They got 2 units down here. They're losing. We're still plugging away this gap. Throwing some hate at them. And what was that? Okay, Heavy Horse came over here to check out the gap. Not sure why. They're thinking about slipping in, maybe. Maybe they're looking for my horse unit. Who knows? Who bloody knows? Yes, I am breaking up here. They got 120 kills. Not too bad. But yeah, we're just scrapping away. And at this point, I'm taking archer fire here. I was gonna try to roll back and throw some you know, some spears at him, some Pila, because I was taking some archer fire. I was like, okay, we need to get back. Maybe they don't notice this, and maybe they're not micromanaging. I can slip back and hit them. Not really how the plan was envisioned in my head. So we're just kind of in this disarray right here. And oh yeah, now you can see it coming in. This is what I remember. Just getting absolutely tore up. I wasn't sure if I should put him into pseudo. I don't know if it works when you're getting hit in the flank, but I am just getting cooked. And I kind of wanted to reorganize to where I was facing the archers, but then, you know, these guys, they still have their Slukets, they still have their archers exposed. This Bactrian unit's not blocking this area. They could slip through. I was scared. So I just kind of eat this for the team, and I don't know if this was the right call or not, because this is, again, this is one of my better units. They should get a bunch of kills, so it's devastating to kind of see that. So good for the attackers, really bad for me. Really not great for me. As well as right here, you know, we're kind of cracking down to 56. Rome's slipping through here with a couple units. Like, we're not looking healthy right now. We're not looking healthy at all, guys. Oh, I do have this awesome play right here. Move my skirmishers up to the walls, and you can see we're just throwing into their backs right here. And that's going to work really well for that unit. They already have 56 kills. We're just chucking them down on this side, and even in the middle, just eating them up. Eating them up, guys. Eating them up. Somewhere in here, it might have already happened. We kind of call for a retreat. It's probably happening now since I'm trying to get... I don't think I'm going to have any luck getting any of my units out of here. They're all tied up. But yeah, that's the that was the call. So, you know, we gotta tie some people up and get out of here. Get as many units as we can out of here. We're getting you know, just discombobulated. They're poking holes, gaps in our line, and we're definitely not gonna be able to hold them forever. Up here, I want to see what this unit. Yeah, so they only have 68. You know, they have half their unit left. They're just getting tore up now. They're getting hit in the side. So, yep. It is what it is, you know, you got to sacrifice one to save many, right? And looking at the attacker side, balance of power kind of even right now, but attackers just visually, they have so many troops, and a lot of them are really archers, but they still just have a lot to work with here, especially cavalry, you know, and they can just run these guys in wherever. They're not bad units. They are scoping out this side of the encampment, sorry, the town, the city, and I'm rolling my unit over here. I'm like, okay, maybe I can hold them up so they don't get in here quite as fast, because, you know, I see this archer unit here. We got archers going back in here. You know, they slip in through this way. They can get to these troops and break them quickly, and then roll after our you know, our retreating troops, or our I don't even know what I was gonna say, our re-strategizing troops. I have no idea. Anyways, I'm gonna roll them in. I'm gonna sit them here and just use them as a deterrent. But they are definitely not able to fight one-on-one with these guys, especially 3 of them. I mean, oh my goodness. So, anyways, that's going on over there. I kind of actually instantly forget about them because it looked like they were stopping for a second. So I just kind of sit there. But, yeah. Yeah. Boom. Yeah, see, I retargeted him. So you can see we're engaged, but we're not going to win this. Yeah. Definitely not going to win that. So I try and tie him up. You know, Slukets definitely moves a unit here to try and plug away just in case they move there. But, yeah, I'm getting a little worried. Obviously, it takes a while to move troops around, but I want to save as many troops as we can. It sucks because, you know, even Rome, like this unit right here, they have 57 kills. Legionary cohort, you know, they could get many more than that, but they're going to have to sacrifice for our retreat. So we definitely could have done this better, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So we did hold the wall pretty well for quite a bit here, guys. Obviously, they're just trying to break these Romans right here. I believe they broke all my guys already. Yep. And I do have this unit of Numidian skirmishers. I'm like, you know what? Let's put them on these walls. They're not a bad unit. They could definitely take some guys with them. They already have 155 kills. And, you know, if they don't want to mess with them and try and take the tower from them, then I have a flanking unit. I can go around on the walls or whatever. I don't know if this is worth it. Thought it sounded like a cool idea, you know. But maybe I should have just moved them along these walls. Just got out freely, you know, and kept them for the fight. Because, like I said, they are a decent unit. I don't know if using them up there is worth it or not. But from my perspective, like, let's say they send up, you know, one of their Numidian skirmishers. Like, I could take them. You know, I could take them on the walls. We could do good up there. So, you know, you don't know until you try. It's a risky play. So, leaving a unit of Theros spears back here, eating some damage. Not bad. So yeah, the attackers are in, and at this point, or a similar point to this, it is getting incredibly laggy. Just you know the whole game is moving every single troop, so it's getting quite laggy indeed. Here we go. They actually move up a unit of desert cohort, and that, I'm not gonna be able to fight that. So they do die. I don't know how many kills they end up getting. They have 155. We can definitely double check. Yep. It'd be so cool if we could go and fight up here, but you know that'd be kind of OP. So I'm kind of glad we can't. But yeah. Oh yeah. So this point, this is a good thing. Bactria DC'd. They DC'd. It was too much lag, and when you DC, I guess they DC'd a bit ago. When you DC, it like runs your troops all the way over here to the ocean, and then it like will play with them. So it's sprinting these troops. The AI is sprinting these troops all the way down here. They're exhausted. They're tired. They're just sprinting all over the city, and then it's gonna go run them around and try to fight with them. And this is a huge disadvantage to us. Mind you, I think we did really well holding the walls. I think we racked up a bunch of kills, even though it looks like a massive army coming here. We're the defenders. The balance of power is about even, and when the balance of power is even, or even slightly in the attackers' favor, you know the defenders probably have the advantage. We have choke points. They have to come to us. We have high ground, right? So basically, what I'm saying is, yes, we have the ability to definitely win this, but Bactria just DCing is kind of taking a big chip out of the morale block here. Big chip out of the morale block. And I can start fast forwarding. I just kind of want to generally get this. I do something crazy. Oh, wait. We got to check out my skirmishers. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, so they're fighting. They're fighting like dogs up here. And, you know, I don't know if it's going to go good or not. Yeah, so they're breaking. So they had 155. They took 12 troops with them. They took 12 of this desert cohort, which that's not that bad, guys. I mean, they're a pretty decent unit, and we take some of their guys down. I don't know. It's not horrible. I don't really know what to say. But yeah. So that's how it's going right now. I do choose to take my cab unit and run them all the way out. All the way out and around to the front, and I eventually, you know, we'll cover it where they go, but I do come in here and I sit here because I'm still concealed. Two things we got to watch out for, you know, while we're watching them roll in here. You know, we're circling different troops to watch out for. Roman ballista, this little portable one. I'm assuming if they're moving in, they have ammunition, and that could be very dangerous to us. The other thing is that unit of elephants. It is the general unit, so they're probably going to save it. However, incredibly dangerous, especially, you know, your front line is swords. Obviously, we have archers, we can skirmish, but it would be very nice if we had some spears or something. I do have my Numidian skirmishers. If they come in here, I know I'm going to light them up, right? I've done that before. They actually eat elephants up pretty well. But like I said, Bactria DC, the AI is just running them wherever. You can see it's running out this unit who also has ammo, these Syrian archers, and the Bactrian Royal Guard, which is their general unit. So I don't know what the AI is tripping on. I don't know what is going on. I do kind of wish that they would still make improvements and updates to this game. I don't know if it's, you know, worth it monetarily, you know, or profit-wise, but something like just improving the AI. I'm sure they have much better models now, where it could just like roll around with us and reinforce us or something like that. You know, that would be easy. So anyways, here's what it looks like we're gonna hold. Looks like we're gonna hold this. I love this. I'm in favor of this. And if they, one of my favorite moves here, if they push here, you know, they're gonna try and skirmish these guys down to get in. Boom. They have to retreat, whatever. They push in. I come down. I don't even come down. Maybe they just fight me on the high ground. We put a unit here, and we put a unit here, and we just fight them here. And then we have archers kind of shooting at their flanks. We can hold this really long. He can retreat back here. And then we can also flank him from here. So it's like you eat up the ammo here, pull back to here and here, then fight him there. Use your archery fire. I think it's really good. So anyways, looks like we're going to hold this. That's great because we got some archers up here. And then another a pike unit from Seleucids. Awesome. We're going to hold the side area here. And yeah, Seleucids, they definitely didn't DC, but they started at this point in the game not microwaving very well. I mean, I say that with no like malice in my voice, you know. I think they did really good in defending the walls. But yeah, they just were leaving groups of troops in random areas. I wasn't quite sure. And you know, with Bactria gone, we really got to play on our A game. You know, that being said, you know, nobody's perfect. I'm not like crapping on them or anything. I think they did fine. So, anyways, yep, Bactria just rolling troops wherever they want. Exhausted, by the way. And if you don't know how the exhaust or the tiredness, you know, scales or works against you, the more tired you get, you know, the less damage you're gonna do. The more your morale is gonna go down. And like you can see, the melee defense is down on this right here, on this troop specifically. So it hurts your stats basically. And I forget what percentage it goes down, but when you're exhausted like this, obviously that's at its highest level. So yep. Gonna try and you know, I actually think Seleucids did very, very well with this because Bactria's up here, and if I'm assuming they realize this, or maybe not, but they see Bactria up here fighting, they're like, you know what, it's gonna be a waste of troops if they just go up there alone. I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna help you out and I'm gonna fight. This isn't a bad place to hold. I really, really respect that decision. I think that was an amazing decision and really what we needed, because, you know, Rome's in here just trying to hold this, which I don't think is a horrible idea, but, you know, if they get in here, especially with any skirmishing abilities they have, they can hit us possibly in the flanks. They can get our archers. It's not good. Like, we want to hold them to this area. I think this is really, really solid. So and they're not too healthy anymore, right? They got some light infantry, some cohort, which is dangerous. 172 kills, by the way. Oh my gosh. Another cohort unit. They got their general over here, which is noble infantry, which is probably pretty dangerous. Yeah, another cohort unit. So they're actually, they do have some of their finer troops. Anyways, they don't really have too many. And obviously Bactria is just, I don't know what Bactria is doing. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what the AI is doing, but anyways, we're scrapping over there, right? I have like my general here, my skirmisher unit here, and my cohort unit, as well as my horse unit all the way out there. You remember how I said I was flanking? Yeah, I'm all the way out here now and resting them up just to try and look for any opportunities. But they do, they're protecting their archers pretty well. Besides when they briefly move them around this way, like you can see, I could get that guy, but they have so many units of horse, of cavalry, that I don't know if it's worth it. You know, I have to really capitalize on a solid opportunity. So anyways, they are moving into position, looking around. You know, I'm moving my general over here to possibly skirmish in case, you know, they need help. Because I'm like, hey, maybe we're a little light over here. And I can always move them up here as well. So this is not a bad place for my general. They don't really have archers over there right now. And it looks like we are skirmishing them down with some Syrian archer fire. I don't know if hitting the fronts of their lines is worth it or not. You know, I don't know. Because they have 90 armor. Boom. And they're shooting back right now. Oof. Just brutal. Wow. Yeah, just brutal. It is using up their ammunition though, which is good. But they are just eating it right now, so that's not great. But I mean, we're definitely in this fight, guys. We're still in this fight. Oh, I'm very proud of this. I moved my skirmisher unit up because check this out. His general's in here, and his side's perfectly to me, and I can just, oh, look at that. Yep, already 15 kills. I literally just started throwing them. Perfect shots. And I'm like, wow, this actually could ensure victory on this side of the battlefield, right? Because you know, Seleucids, they're doing really well. I think they could even clean this up themselves. I'm gonna kill the general and then help out as much as I can. And you know, Seleucids got Royal Peltis in here. They got their general. I think this is completely winnable. And so I'm like, hey, I'm gonna help you guys out here. I'm gonna move in my troops, give you a helping hand. And where we at? Yeah, general. Boom. Get destroyed, man. What do we got? 72 kills already. Just awesome. Just awesome. So we're not doing too bad. I guess Bactria finally, the AI figured out how to, you know, fight again, and they roll a unit in, which is awesome. Exhausted may they be, they are going to help. They're roll guard, right? So they're tanky, and they're going to occupy this cohort unit. So that's really good for us. It'll let Seleucids kind of do their thing. But I'm gonna roll these guys up here. Oh, are they out of ammo? They might be. I might be thrown into the backs of these guys here, which is... Come on, tell me I do it. Oh, nope, sorry. I broke this unit on the flank. Just threw one volley, then told him to stop. Ah, I love that play. That was awesome. Very beneficial for us. Very beneficial. Over here on this side, I'd never really noticed if these were firing or not. I was mostly microing over there. You know, I'm like... Rome's got this. Roman Seleucids got this. They're on this flank. It looks like Bactria is having some troops fight up here, which is not bad for us, actually. It just sucks that they're already exhausted from running all over the battlefield. So if they didn't do that, they'd be in a much better position. But Rome's doing well at letting them fight. I think you probably could have backed them up, but... Obviously, you know, 2 units are perfectly holding this angle, and I think that's fine because this is a bit more open, right? You have to have maybe a 3rd troop to really hold this, and then it's harder to reinforce, but yeah. Over here again, looking really good here. Bactria's got their troops in here. They're getting a bit low, but I mean, what do we have? We're breaking this unit cohort. This unit of the generals destroyed. You know, these guys are throwing spears at us, but how many kills are they gonna get? I don't know. Actually, they already have 101. Okay, so they're gonna get a couple, but we're gonna silence them. Boom. Awesome. Awesome. So we're really eating away at them. And literally, I think right at this point, you know, I'm circling these guys right here. I'm like, hey, Rome, you can use these guys on the front line. Like, I'm telling them to move them up. And I guess he at least moved one, because we're definitely winning that over there. It's going very well for us. So going very well for us. I don't even know where he just pulled that cavalry unit from. Over here, going very well also. Obviously, we have the thorax swordsman holding this little choke point right here, which is a great choke point. And they're actually going to move in some pikes. So Luke's going to move in some pikes here. He's also micromanaging, you know, vast amounts of this battlefield. Over here, this front here, and here. And so I guess my earlier comment may not have been fair. I do have my general left, and I see these archers getting on the wall to shoot at their flanks. And to be completely honest, if they get on this flank, like even just down here on the wall, and they hit them in the side, we lose. I mean, we'll lose this area right here. Depends how much ammo they have, but we'll fall. So I'm like, you know what? My general can slaughter those archers. I'm putting them up there. And I'm just praying that they don't turn all their archers on me. But I kind of scoped in. I was like, okay, they're out of ammo. These guys have some ammo, maybe a little bit. Those guys are out of ammo. These guys they're out of ammo. Or are they slingers? No, yeah, they're hunters. So I'm like, okay, they're mostly all out of ammo. The ammo that they do have, they're trying to throw out these pikes. Perfect opportunity for me to help out my teammate here and roll up on this wall. I think that's great. So, not bad at all here. They also have a unit of pikes to hold this area. I think this is... I'm not worried at all. I think if I take out these archers, we can hold this area and we can hold this area just fine. We're doing really, really good here. Really, really good. So, yeah. I am a bit nervous about this front of the battlefield over here. You know, the Romans are spread pretty thin. They're against their fellow, you know, counterpart. I don't know how this is going to go for them. I really don't. But we're shooting a little bit at them. You know, that's good. And we're having a second line form right here. And Rome does have some reinforcements. So not bad. Right now, I'm actually feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good about this. And obviously, we broke them all over here. I was telling you we're winning. They do move their last unit up here. Bactria's like chasing them down. And I see Bactria with, you know, these two troops they have left. They're going to go all the way around. And I'm like, hey, that might not be a bad idea. So I'm going to roll my archers with them. Or my archers. I keep calling them that. My skirmishers with them. And so we're going to go all the way around. We'll look for kills. If we can kill archers, that would be great. If we can potentially kill a cavalry unit, I don't really know. I'm going with, you know, one of them's a Royal Guard unit. So we have some spears. We have some tankiness, you know. So I'm thinking maybe we can. So we'll see what trouble we can get into. I do also have my unit of horses back here, still waiting to use them. I think, you know, if we are flanking, I can possibly find an opportunity or help out. Not looking bad here, guys. I do enjoy this. And as far as an update here, you know, these guys may be shooting still, but they're not shooting that much. It's brutal. I wish I could kill them right now, but I'm doing what I can here. I'm doing what I can. Where are their pikes here? So yeah, they're losing a little, but overall, I mean, it's slow archer fire. They're in another unit. I think they'll be okay. But they, oh, maybe not. I don't know. Oh man, the slingers. I didn't even see. Oh, are they out of ammo? Oh, they're just moving a little bit. They always do that. So yeah, okay, the slingers are actually dangerous. But, you know, once I break through these guys, I'm like, hey, I can even roll over to here to this side and just destroy those guys. I'm down to like 3 units anyways. I'm like, hey, I'll make some plays, right? I'll do the dangerous things with my general. So, yep, holding over here. We are holding up here pretty well, actually. I think how many? Oh, my unit only has 5 kills. Thrice sword unit doing all right, you know, half-ish health. Oh, I get scared because I see their elephants move up, so I start moving this guy down. I'm like, because he at least can throw some Pila. I'm like, uh-oh, this is not good. I use my skirmishers over there. My general's tied up. I don't know how we're going to kill these guys if they come in here. I didn't really realize, you know, we do have these pikes. They're not going to get through the pikes. They're going to get tore up. They're just, the way that they're moving is just so frightening. Like this right here, this is like a fake charge, you know, if they don't go in. But they do have Peltis, so maybe, yeah, maybe they're scared off by that. Oh yeah, here we go. Awesome. Awesome. Breaking this unit up here. You know, at this point we have 77 kills already on them. So not doing bad. And I'm using my general buffs on my general on this wall. Working really well. I move my cohort unit back up here. You know, it's one of my better units. Just trying to play that angle. If I can, I can play a different angle if I must. Yep, moving Royal Peltis back. This is the only thing I was kind of talking about with micromanaging, I guess, with Slukids. They had these 3 units over here that pretty sure they forgot about. I think me and Rome were trying to circle them and get their attention. Like, hey, move them up here, move them over here or wherever. But, you know, probably up here, you know, we're thin. We're definitely very thin right there. And Rome has, you know, 2 more units, 4 more units that they can move up. But we definitely want to put everything that we can into this. And over here, we went on the flank and we're fighting. We're fighting this Praetorian cavalry. I do move in my Numidian riders that we have over here. Actually, I want to see this charge. Got 76. And then down to 73. Yeah. 70, 69. Yeah, so they killed a couple, but they're pretty tanky. They have a lot of health. Yeah, they're not a bad unit in the cavalry. Plus, what's their attack damage? Weapon damage 29, melee attack 49, so they're not bad. My units are pretty similar, are they? Similar-ish, but you know, these units are very, very tired. They're you know, suffering morale losses, etc. And yeah, but we're just getting in these groups and we're trying to eat them up. And anybody we can pull away from the front line, or maybe if we can make it here, it's worth it, possibly. Obviously, these Syrian archers still have ammo. It's a little scary. I don't know what this ballista is doing. Are they firing? Oh my gosh, what? They're point blanking these guys? That's insane. What? Whoa, I've never seen that done. That's insane. That's dirty, man. That's crazy. Wow, okay. So the Eagle cohort is, they're trying to last. They're obviously getting eaten alive out here. They're just at a complete numbers disadvantage. Seleucids, you know what? I take back everything I said. I apparently was not paying as much attention as I should. They did quite well. Moving their troops up, they're doing fine. I think Rome should definitely move their troops in. I mean, that's a Praetorian guard right there. Yeah, I mean, put them in there, dude. At least get their ammo out, right? Maybe they're out of ammo. I don't know, but they should be on this front line. Oh, well, you know what? To be fair, they got the ballista, so maybe... Oh, that is crazy. Wow, that's messed up, man. So maybe they don't want to move them up quite yet because of that. I didn't even see that. I was like, I never once scoped in here. I was like, whatever. I'm off on the flank. I'm fighting with my general over here. Which, by the way, we won. So, yep. Got the general in there. I don't really see these guys slinging, throwing any more ammo. We're looking really good on this front. Obviously, still, we got some archers back here shooting at them, but 64 pikemen left. It's more than enough. It's more than enough. Especially coupled with another unit. They did have to pull back their unit here of Thorax Swordsmen, or they broke or whatever. So I rolled down my guys here. I faced them kind of towards the archers just in case at this angle, and these pikemen are going to reinforce me. I also have my Scorpion guys here, so hey, we can help too if you need us to. But this is gonna work just fine. I'm pretty confident in holding this for quite a while. We could definitely kill these units right here if that's all they're gonna throw at us. So yeah, but now they're moving in Noble Fighters. Ooh, Noble Fighters are scary. They're a great unit. Great unit. They have moved back up another unit of Balearic Slingers, which are out of ammo, but still trying to fight. And they're like weirdly running down this wall where we're not fighting them. But anyways, it's gonna tie my general up, obviously. So we gotta fight him. And I do want to use my skirmishing abilities, but I mean, what else am I gonna do? You know, I mean, Seleucids they have more than enough troops to hold this. I'm just gonna fight up there. We're doing really well in the center here. We have a pike unit that they only have 38 kills, but that's more than enough. Like I said, they're gonna do well. I'm feeling very, very good about this. Over here, by the way, we did lose the battle to this cavalry. We took out one unit. I think we lost to their reinforcing units. Bactria, as always, with their AI control doing something stupid. Really, really, really unfortunate to see because these guys still have ammunition. And what's also really unfortunate about Bactria DCing is that they held this area, which didn't see any conflict, right? So they had fully fresh troops with all the ammunition in the world. Yeah. So honestly, I think we were going to destroy the attackers. Oh, yeah, this happened. I have no idea why. I have no idea why. I genuinely I was a little upset. Seleucids did pull back their troops from this corridor right here. I think they had more than enough troops there. I mean, if anything, you know, Rome could have backed them up, but they had pikes. They had pikes in a great position. They pulled them back in here to this, you know, this inner square area. And this is now where we're fighting. I'm a little upset just because, like, you know, I'm fighting here and I'm holding, and we're gonna kill these guys. But now, like, they're gonna come up here and kill us in the back or hit us with these elephants. We can't defend against those elephants, but the pikes and the peltas could have. So I'm a little like, uh-oh, I don't think that was quite a great move for us. And yeah, I had to leave the pikes. I don't know. I don't even know if it was worth it. I moved them up here not knowing what unit they were going to put up against us, but it's the elephants. So as you can guess, my other elite unit of cohort gets absolutely obliterated. Oh, man. Oh. Man, it's just sad because it's a huge waste of this unit. You know, I just can't do anything about those elephants. And, you know, the pikes and the peltas, they could have. They absolutely could have. I don't know if they were scared of these guys and their skirmishing capabilities. It's possible. It's possible. But I honestly, like, the peltas could have eaten it. And you could have pulled the pikes back. You know, it's just the warfare. So we're breaking some Roman units on this front. But, you know, we're definitely depleted. We're definitely depleted. They get some Silver Shield Pike, or sorry, Silver Shield Swordsmen in here. That's a good unit. It's a good unit. They're exhausted though. We're just trying our best to hold on here. We really have nothing else in this settlement right now. And now that we've given up this area, and not reinforced this area, which is, by the way, much more ground to defend. They have their cavalry, which they have multiple troops of cavalry that are able to now come in here and swarm us. I had a weird situation where I killed a unit of archers over here, and then over here, and then they sent another unit up, and I'm just fighting them. They're just tying up my general, just trying to kill him by any means necessary. And they get him low. I do win this though over here on the wall. They start shooting arrows at me. It was crazy. And then they actually capture this gate too, which was insane. Pretty insane for them. Over here, yeah, so noble fighters are going in. We got the pikes here trying to look intimidating. I don't know what's shooting them. Something was shooting. Oh gosh. Oh man, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm surprised they're not breaking. They're gonna break. If they run into them, maybe they'll get a kill or two. No, they broke right before it. So those noble fighters, they're... I don't know how peltas are going to stack up against them, but the noble fighters are pretty solid units. They are going to do some damage. That is for sure. Yeah, okay, so here's a horse unit that slipped in the back. We mostly have swords defending the front lines. They're just going to tear them up. So, yeah, you guys can kind of see the outcome of this battle now. Up until that point, that was a huge turn of events. This literally was keeping us in the game. This was holding back a flood of Arverni and Carthaginian troops that I thought we could hold. You know, my general was holding the walls against their archers, and we were holding this area. Maybe it was their skirmishing abilities. I don't 100% know, but yeah, I think that's truly where we lost the battle. I think that's just the call that didn't quite do us well. We were holding up here just fine. We were holding down there. And actually, the even more, like, the worst part is I was holding this. We were almost done here. And then they could have brought their, slightly depleted pike unit back down here to this side and helped out. So, man, oh man, we are just unfortunate souls, aren't we? And obviously they still have this unit of elephants. They got some kills now, and we'll just fast forward, because I mean there's just no way. especially when you only have like swords against these really quite decent cavalry units of cavalry. So they're gonna eat them up. There's just nothing you can do. And even there's just this elephant. I think this elephant unit could probably win what's left alone. If they're not held to a choke point or somewhere where they can be held, then it's not worth it. Or it's not. I don't know what I was saying. I don't know why I said that. But whatever. They could probably kill everybody here. So, oh man, what a brutal turn of events for the defenders. Good for the attackers. A brutal again for the defenders. The Bactrian troops DCing, or the Bactria troop leader DCing, and just a roller coaster of events. I mean, really. And we can look at the stats after this and kind of just see how it played out. I do personally think if Bactria stayed here in the game, we definitely could have done this. And I was really, really excited on this area when we broke them. I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna win, guys. We just destroyed the Massilian troops, or maybe I don't know if that's the correct name for them, but we destroyed them on that backside, on that flank, and wow, yeah, it's just devastating right here. Just trying to give it their last, their last swipes at their throats. We give up Athens, but I'll never go down without killing some of you guys. Yeah, Silver Shield's doing their best that they can. Oh, these are Peltis. I didn't know you could use the whip on them. I don't usually use a bunch of Peltis, but yep. Sorry, I said I was gonna fast forward. I'll stay true to my word. I'm bringing in my general. Look, he's got 26 guys left. He's got some ammunition. He's still in the fight. So I'm gonna try to bring him in, but yeah, they're just, oh man, they're just killing us. Super, super brutal here, and that's gonna do it. So congratulations to the attackers. I still think that was a really fun game. The 4v4, it's just, there's so many troops. It really looks like a real battle. It's awesome. Kind of just kicking over to the troop stats real quick. Not too bad. My general had so many kills on those archers. Overall, did really, really well. I'm very pleased overall with all the stats from my troops, except for this cohort unit. I did get them killed. That archer fire just obliterated them. So, unfortunately, I'm a little bit sad about that. Otherwise, very good there. Arverni, they didn't do too bad here. Their bowmen, they did pretty good. Good kills on their swords all around. Oh my gosh, insane kills down here. Wow, 269 on the Oathsworn, 224. That's incredible. Good job. I don't know. Here we go. There we go. Rome, not too bad. One of their archer units, or two of them, kind of got killed with not too many kills, but not bad. Their horse units, they don't do too much. They're lower horse units. They don't have really great stats or anything. But it's nice having them in case the opportunity arises. Their lower units did all right. Everyone did okay. Their Praetorians did insane, 315 kills. I honestly thought the Romans might do a little bit better, a little bit more kills, but they were up. Oh, sorry, hit the mic. They were up against other Romans too towards the end, so that's definitely gonna grind them down. Bactria, what can you say? What can you do? You get DC'd or whatever. It just none of these troops did too amazing. Still ended up with 1,100 kills, so not horrible here. Again, I think I did pretty decent here. Me and Rome kind of at the same, and then Seleucids, they did very well for themselves as well. You can see here, their archers all did pretty good. The pikes got tore up a bit. It's just the fate of running pikes. Wow, Silver Shields 479. They did rank them up pretty heavy, so that's awesome. They really racked up the kills there. That's actually really good for them. And their sword units in general just did great. So not bad at all there. The Massilian, Sicily. Oh, I knew it. Oh, so sorry guys. I knew it wasn't right. Sicily. anyways, they did pretty good too. You know, it's kind of similar kill count to me. Maybe yeah, a little bit more. Uh, yeah, they had great kills. They're good troops all around, really. So, um, yeah, not bad at all here. And then Romans here, they did pretty good as well. Obviously, their cavalry got some kills on those flanking troops and cleaning up at the end. Their archers did okay. Their swords just did really good. The Eagle cohort just tore us to shreds. Look at these kills: 360, 270, 209. And then Carthage, you know, the elephants 259, 257. They didn't really have to use them. You know, those were kind of free kills. These companion cavalry, I don't know what they did or where they got these kills, but they got 351. They did quite well. The archers did pretty good, except for that one, you know, kind of mid. Overall, yeah, and then these noble fighters who only came in at the end, by the way, already had 118. I don't know how they got so depleted though. I'm not sure, but anyways, not bad at all. Overall, a really good fight. I truly believe that if we had Bactria in there, that I think we could have won. I think two things: we had Bactria in there, and we held that left flank, to the death. Basically, I think we could have had a really good win right there. But it's always cool with the twist, especially if you're watching. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was a good fight. GG's to everybody out there. Good job, and then, thanks for tuning in, watching. Please leave me a like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.